Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Just like that, we have made it to another, we were just making our way over here from GMSA Plus across the way. So thank you so much for joining us. Hope you're having a nice start to your Monday so far.
I think a lot of people are. A lot of people's teams won over the weekend. Dallas Cowboys yesterday, Texas A&M, UT.
Yeah, no, it was a relatively good weekend. I mean, I think, Justin, and we've all lived here long enough to know when the Cowboys do well, San Antonio generally does well.
Yeah.
The overall mood is pretty good.
I think so.
It's true. A lot of people are late to work on Monday because of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was a good weekend, although I did stay up way too late watching those football games. So lack of sleep's a real thing, too, on a Monday. As we go outside for you, look at those blue skies, man. It is nice, at least. Temperatures are starting to warm up. I know it shows 72 there, but we are now up to 77 here in San Antonio. We have turned a corner, and things are going to heat up pretty quickly today. We are still stuck in this pattern. I will tell you that the one little caveat to today's forecast is that we may get a brief shower or two. Let me show you the temperatures at this hour. 77 here in San Antonio, 75 in New Braunfels. So that's that warm up I alluded to. Let me show you the futurecast, and this is just one computer model, but it does hint at the fact that we get a little bit of a surge in moisture coming in maybe by 3 o'clock that could generate a stray shower. If you're lucky enough to see one of these, and we're talking 10% or less with the chances, it will be very brief, won't last very long, and won't put down much rain. There is the scene at 5 o'clock, same story. After that, everything would die down. So hour by hour, 80 at 10 a.m., 86 noontime, 90 at 2 o'clock, 92 at 4 p.m. That is your high. We do have some changes to the forecast. Just got some new model data in. The weekend, maybe we could see some storms. We'll talk about that and what's going on out in the tropics as well. That's all coming up in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Let's take a look out there with our TransGuide cameras. You can see a hold up there, 1604 at Lookout Road. I don't know if I think that's construction.
It's a stall.
Oh, a stall. Okay, well that'll hold things up. Thank you, Justin. Looking over here, 281 looking good so far at Overlook Parkway. Well, we have a story this morning that is very hard to hear. So the two people you see here, Tyresha Robinson and Devian Marquise Wheeler, were arrested after a 2-year-old was found with severe burns and a broken arm months after those injuries happened.
So police were first alerted on August 22nd and found the child with visible injuries. But Robinson told investigators the burns happened back in late May or early June. Now, she said that she was cooking and bathing the child when she left the bathroom for a moment. That's when she heard the child scream. When she checked, she saw Wheeler walking away and found the child with severe burns.
Now, according to police reports, Wheeler allegedly used a pot of boiling water to burn the child. So the injuries matched a pattern of hot liquid poured from above, and the burns were so severe they caused scarring and hair loss. So Robinson said that she didn't take the child to the hospital because she was scared to lose him to Child Protective Services, and she tried to treat the burns with a first aid kit at home.
Doctors also found the child had a broken right arm that was healing but would need surgery. Robinson admitted that she knew about the broken arm but did not get medical help. She told authorities that she was afraid of Wheeler, which is why she did not report the abuse or seek any help.
Robinson said Wheeler didn't get along with the child's biological father, and that was why he hurt the child. The report also says Wheeler allegedly assaulted other children in the household. Both Robinson and Wheeler now face charges for injury to a child with intent to cause serious harm.
Well, another 2-year-old is in critical condition after an apparent near drowning at an Airbnb on the west side of town. San Antonio police were called to a home on Cavern Trail near South Ellison Drive at around 10:30 yesterday morning. They say the child may have opened the door while the family, who was visiting from out of town, was sleeping. When police arrived, they found the child face down in the swimming pool, and the child was rushed to a hospital. We will continue to update you as we learn more.
Well, here's today's 9 at 9. So President Donald Trump has issued an ultimatum to NATO allies regarding sanctions on Russia. So in a social media post, Trump said he will impose major sanctions on Russia, but only if NATO countries implement their own sanctions first. He also urged NATO members to stop buying oil from Russia, saying that continued purchases undermine their negotiating power.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Jerusalem today. Rubio's visit comes as Israel intensifies its attacks on Gaza City, with talks focused on the war and hostage situation. At the same time, leaders from several Arab and Islamic countries are gathering for an emergency summit in Doha. They're showing support for Qatar after Israel struck its capital on September 9th.
Well, the Trump administration is asking Congress for a $58 million for security after the death of Charlie Kirk. Now, the money would be used to boost the security for the executive, judicial branches, lawmakers, and Supreme Court justices. Some members of Congress are canceling events until they feel safer. And at the same time, the focus is also on social media, with leaders calling for stronger rules to stop the graphic violence from spreading, especially to protect children.
The FAA is proposing to fine Boeing more than $3 million for widespread safety violations. The agency found hundreds of quality control issues at Boeing's 737 factory in Renton, Washington, and at a subcontractor's facility in Wichita, Kansas. The violations took place between September 2023 and February 2024. The FAA also blames these issues for last year's door plug failure on an Alaska Airlines flight.
An alarming report this morning about something called bleed air on the planes. Now, the Wall Street Journal reported of toxic fumes on planes and the health risks for the flight crews. So bleed air happens when engines carry oils and toxins into the cabin if seals do not work. Flight attendants and pilots have reported brain injuries, and some planes have had to make emergency landings because of that smoke.
Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg is making a big claim about smart glasses. On the company's July earnings call, Zuckerberg told analysts that people without smart glasses might one day face a significant cognitive disadvantage. The future could start to take shape this week at the Meta Connect conference. Meta is expected to unveil new AI-powered glasses there. According to Bloomberg, the glasses could feature a display for apps and notifications, plus a wristband to make gesture control easier.
Well, the Trump administration has paused some funding for PEPFAR, the U.S.'s main and relief program. International groups and lawmakers warn that these cuts are already hurting patients in crucial projects worldwide. Congress is still fighting the White House over billions in withheld funding. PEPFAR's money was handled by USAID, which President Donald Trump shut down earlier this year. The State Department did issue a waiver to protect life-saving services, including PEPFAR.
The U.S. could ban TikTok from American app stores on Wednesday unless a non-Chinese company buys it first. The president says officials from the U.S. and China are working on a deal to make that happen. The ban comes from a law former President Joe Biden signed last year aimed at protecting national security and data privacy. TikTok is still up and running because the president has pushed back the ban 3 times, and he might use an executive order again to try and block it.
Well, today is National Double Cheeseburger Day. So while the hamburger sandwich first appeared in the 19th or early 20th century, there's a dispute over exactly where this happened. But regardless of the debate, there's no doubt that the burger has become a culinary icon in the U.S. Over the years, burgers have gotten bigger with essential added-on ingredients like more cheese and bacon. And that's today's 9 at 9.
And it's not regular cheeseburger, it's double cheeseburger day today.
Yeah, so indulge.
Okay, very good.
On a Monday.
Some places I'm sure will have deals or buy one, get one free deals and stuff. So take a look at that. All right, 9:06 now, 72 degrees outside and still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Well, the next time you visit the San Antonio Zoo, you're going to meet their newest mascot. Still ahead, how she is helping the zoo save giraffes.
Plus, the Emmys were full of surprises and big wins this year. Stay with us for all the highlights and the memorable moments from Hollywood's big night coming up. All right, 9:10 now on this Monday. This morning we are taking you to Hollywood for the 77th Annual Emmy Awards, where some surprising winners took home top honors.
So from dramas to comedies and even late night shows, the night was full of emotion, celebration, and unforgettable moments. So let's take a look at the biggest winners and some of the highlights from the Emmys. And here's Rick Damagella in today's Hollywood Minute.
And the Emmy goes to Adolescence.
British crime drama Adolescence was the big winner at the 77th Emmy Awards. The Netflix series won the Limited Anthology Series or Movie categories for Outstanding Series, Directing, Writing, Supporting Actor for Owen Cooper, Supporting Actress for Erin Doherty, and Lead Actor for Stephen Graham.
I'm just a mixed-race kid from a block of flats in a place called Kirby. So for me, to be here today in front of my peers and to be acknowledged by you is the utmost humbling thing I could ever imagine in my life.
Seth Rogen, The Studio.
In the comedy categories, The Studio was the big winner, taking home 4 Emmys, with Seth Rogen winning Lead Actor.
I've never won anything in my life. When I was a kid, I bought a used bowling trophy at an estate sale. And my parents were like, yeah, that's a good idea. You should probably buy that.
And returning to the stage for writing, directing, and outstanding comedy series.
It's getting embarrassing. I really appreciate it, in all honesty.
The Pit.
Medical drama The Pit won 3 Emmys for Outstanding Drama Series, Catherine LaNasa winning Supporting Actress, and Noah Wiley for Lead Actor, marking his first Emmy win.
To anybody who's going on shift tonight or coming off shift tonight, thank you for being in that job. This is for you.
And the Emmy goes to The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Arguably the biggest standing ovation of the night went to The Late Show with Stephen Colbert and its win for Outstanding Talk Show.
Sometimes you only truly know how much you love something when you get a sense that you might be losing it. And 10 years later, in September of 2025, my friends, I have never loved my country more desperately. God bless America. Stay strong, be brave, and if the elevator tries to bring you down, go crazy and punch a higher floor. Woo!
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
All right. Well, listen to this. A fellow Texan teenager has made history as the youngest athlete ever to join the U.S. team for the World Athletics Championship. 16-year-old Cooper Lutkenhaus will compete among 2,200 of the world's best track and field athletes when the event kicks off on Saturday in Tokyo. No one, including Cooper, expected him to make the team. His original goal at the U.S. National Championships was just to get to the final, but he did way more than that. He shocked everyone by winning silver in the 800 meters, smashing the under-18 world record by more than 1 second.
Very impressive. Well, the next time you visit the zoo, you can catch a glimpse of San Antonio Zoo's newest mascot, Savannah the giraffe. So this weekend, they threw a community party to introduce Savannah with a special appearance as well from local mascots like HEB and What a Guy. So the zoo says Savannah is more than just a mascot, that she represents the zoo's efforts to save giraffes, whose numbers are dropping fast around the world. So every giraffe feeding tour and stay at the Spec Boom Lodge helps fund the Giraffe Conservation Foundation, and the only organization focused solely on protecting giraffes in the wild.
Very nice. Okay. Well, the San Antonio Spurs are revealing something brand new this morning in the downtown area.
Yeah, RJ Marcus has been there all morning. We're going to take a live look. This is actually happening at Hemisphere, and they are revealing a new court this morning.
Indeed. So we talked to him live in the 8 o'clock hour, and I believe we have him right now. I know, RJ, you've been rubbing elbows with Spurs greats there. What can you tell us? Good morning, sir.
Yeah, guys, I can confirm that George Gervin is still as smooth as ever. I just had a conversation with him, and we also heard from David Robinson, just part of some of the Spurs royalty that was in attendance right here at the opening of the brand new Red McCombs Community Court right here under the Tower of the Americas. And it had certainly been a good day out here. We just saw Mr. George Gervin, the Iceman, walk right by us. I know Robert's trying to maneuver his way through some of the crowd out here. We see Mr. David Robinson off to the back there with his grandchild, and the Spurs Coyote also made an appearance, guys. So this was a combination between not only Spurs Sports and Entertainment, Spurs Give, if you will, that is their nonprofit organization, their foundation, their charitable foundation, and the McCombs Family Foundation as well. So two very prominent organizations coming together, and the way they kind of described this was that this was sort of the return back to Hemisphere. As we all know, a lot of Spurs fans out there, all my Spurs fans out there know the amount of time and games and the history that was spent out here at Hemisphere Arena. This is just steps away from where Hemisphere Arena was, again, right under the Tower of the Americas. So this is actually the first project being held right here at Tower Park, and it's a pretty significant one as the Spurs continue to kind of build a footprint out here in this downtown area. We know that Project Marvel, that's on the mind of a lot of folks here as well. So this is kind of a little bit of the precursor to that, if you will. So again, the Spurs coming together with Hemisphere and also the McCombs Family Foundation to get this all together going. We got kids in the building with us, ready to take their first couple of shots, their first couple of dribbles on this brand new court. There's a lot of excitement out here for a lot of Spurs fans and of course the community as well. The first publicly accessible court right here in the Hemisphere area. Okay guys, it's getting pretty loud over here. I'm going to wrap things up, see if we could talk to a couple of the folks out here, maybe talk to Mr. George Gervin, the Iceman himself. Back to you guys in the studio, Steph and Ernie.
Oh my goodness. Finger roll there.
A lot of people out there for that. It's very exciting to have this downtown.
It's only a matter of time before Justin Horn takes his basketball out there and just dominates.
Nice court.
Not these days, but that is a nice court. And I can say that I've never went to Hemisphere. I wasn't old enough when I visited here in San Antonio, but that's cool that they're bringing it back to where it was.
Yes, I like that.
Very good. Very good.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's take a look at the radar.
If you're playing ball outside today, you want to pay attention to this.
You do. You're right. It is going to be a little warm for outdoor ball, but it's doable. We've got a couple showers along the coast, Port Lavaca down to Rockport. We've got some downpours. This is indicative of the fact that we have a little bit of a surge of moisture, and that's going to work its way inland later today. So I think that I don't know that we'll see this kind of coverage, but a couple of these sprinkly showers can make their way up towards San Antonio later today. The impacts would be minimal. I don't expect lightning or anything to interrupt after-school practice, but I can't rule out a stray shower or two. I also don't think this would affect the evening commute, other than if you're just lucky enough to get caught on one of these small random showers. You may briefly have to put on your windshield wipers. 92 is where we end up today for a high. And let me show you the big picture here across the country. We've got quite a bit of cloud cover and some rain down in Mexico. And then you see a little swirl up here. That is where we're going to start to see some, rain, some pretty heavy rain in spots, but prolonged rain because that low will kind of sit there for several days. But notice how far north it is, way up there. Far away from Texas, and that's part of the problem. We just haven't seen storm systems drop far enough south to really give us A, good rain chances, or B, bring in some cooler air. So this is the long-term forecast. These are the upper-level winds we're looking at. This double barrel low really starts to kind of take shape by the end of the week. We still have our high off to the south and west. But I will say this low does a couple of things. It will bring some cooler weather to parts of the plains, just not us. But it also creates sort of northwesterly flow between the high and the low. And sometimes that kind of flow can bring in some disturbances and occasionally kick off a shower or two. And we may see that again Sunday too. So those are days where I think we could see a little bit of activity and some rain chances. So I've upped the rain chances to 20% both Saturday and Sunday. Very quickly, let's touch on the tropics here. Soon to be Gabrielle is starting to take shape out here in the Atlantic. Starting to see more showers and storms form along or around a center of circulation. There's an 80% chance of this developing, which is why I feel pretty confident it will become Gabrielle. Now, the latest computer models take this and turn it back out over the Atlantic, which means it would not have an impact on the United States, at least not a direct one. Still, we'll watch it, but I don't think that this is going to be a big problem. All right, 92 tomorrow, 93 Wednesday, 92 on Thursday. Then we'll get into some rain chances, as I said, small ones by the weekend, but maybe signaling that there's a little bit of a pattern change here. That's the hope.
You're doing good work, Justin. You're doing good work.
We will take that.
Trying my best, man, because these temperatures, man, just same thing every day.
Over and over again. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. We have a Bill Miller update, ladies and gentlemen. The iconic Bill Miller barbecue downtown spot has closed after decades, but there is a silver lining. We're going to tell you about a brand new 2-story Bill Miller that's set to open up coming up.
Welcome back. It's 9:23. Well, some sad news from San Antonio barbecue lovers as Bill Miller Barbecue's iconic downtown flagship restaurant has closed.
Correct. The restaurant stood for decades on West Cesar Chavez Boulevard. Now, a sign on the restaurant's door read, "We are so grateful for your loyal support and patronage over the years."
However, a Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation filing said a new 2-story building for the company's new headquarters would be completed sometime this month. And that's going to be located off of Old Highway 90 and Highway 151 on the city's west side.
All right, so the news is not all bad. Okay, well, Project Mend is stepping up to help people who need some medical mobility equipment, and you can be a part of that. Join KSAT Community on September 18th for the televised phone bank Give the Gift of Mobility. Your donations will go straight to Project Mend to buy much-needed medical mobility items like wheelchairs and walkers.
And a reminder, if you have any gently used medical equipment to share, the second mobility collection drive of 2025, that's happening on Saturday, September 20th. So you can just drop off your items at the Wonderland of the Americas or the Shriners Auditorium. So everything donated will be carefully refurbished and sanitized to meet state and healthy safety standards before it goes to someone who really needs it. So it's a simple way to make a big difference in our community.
Okay, it's 9:24, 77 degrees outside, still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Well, high-speed chase on I-35 ended in a crash, injuring several people, including 2 deputies. What happened and the latest about the suspect from police.
And a look outside on the roads as we go to break here, looking pretty good as we kind of click through some of the cameras. There's the downtown high above the Alamo Dome there, and another vantage point of the Tower of the Americas. So if something does break traffic-wise in the next half hour, we will be sure to let you know. All right, 9:29 now. New this morning, a 19-year-old man was arrested after a reckless driving pursuit on I-35 that ended in a crash, injuring several people, including 2 Bexar County deputies.
So Matthew David Castahia is accused of weaving through traffic at high speeds in his maroon 2007 BMW. This is on Saturday night. And the chase began when deputies spotted him committing some traffic violations. And although the pursuit was momentarily halted, when officers lost sight of his vehicle, it resumed after Castahia passed by again.
So the crash happened around 10:30 p.m. at the intersection of North Weidner Road and I-35 North, where Castahia allegedly ran a red light and collided with a deputy's vehicle, a truck, and an SUV. 2 deputies were hospitalized, one with a head cut and possible concussion, the other with minor wrist pain.
So the occupants of the other vehicle suffered minor injuries, including an unrestrained juvenile from the red truck who was also taken to the hospital. Initial reports said that the vehicle drove off, but Castahia was later found at a home linked to his girlfriend. He admitted to leaving out of fear, but declined to say more to police. Castahia was booked on Sunday for evading arrest with a vehicle, which is a 3rd-degree felony.
All right, listen to this. 1 canine sniffed out 500 pounds of methamphetamine. It was found inside of a rail car yesterday morning in the San Antonio area. According to a social media post by San Antonio police, they, alongside state and federal law enforcement, were inspecting freight cars when the canine alerted them to the narcotics inside one of them. They found hundreds of pounds of drugs. You see them all laid out there, worth over $1 million.
Well, this morning, Uvalde CISD schools shut their doors after an alleged cyber attack. So UCISD campuses will be closed through Thursday, the 18th. And district officials tell us that ransomware has been found in the district's servers, adding that this hack affects systems that are crucial for safety and security, such as the central camera monitoring location, visitor management systems, and the phone system. An investigation is still underway.
All right, happening today, the Ingram City Council will meet to discuss their budget and tax rate for the 2025 and 2026 fiscal year. They will also take possible action on the proposed Kerr Emergency 911 network, a system that delivers emergency telephone calls to the appropriate public safety dispatcher.
Also happening today, Kerrville will meet to discuss economic improvement, and some things on their agenda include the city's continuing response to flood recovery efforts and project status updates to the downtown area, streetscape, Olympic pool renovations, and parks and traffic signals.
Local musician Corey Weaver put together a benefit concert over the weekend in Kerrville. The money raised will all go to Lorena Guillen, the owner of Howdy's Restaurant and the Blue Oak RV Park in Kerrville.
Well, the RV park was swept away in the severe flooding that happened on July 4th, and the restaurant suffered severe damage as well. So Weaver brought the community together with music and vendors to help out local businesses everyone in Kerrville knows and loves.
The one thing I know how to do is play music and get people together, and so was able to get a large group of musicians to agree and donate their time, and we want to see this place get back up on their feet.
It's just the community getting together again to help each other, and that has been from day one the only source of help that we ever gotten.
So Lorena hopes to keep bringing in money from Howdy. She says that she just wants to make sure she can keep paying her employees so that no one else has to be impacted any further from the devastating summer they already had.
And a reminder for people still looking for that financial assistance from the Hill Country floods. The deadline to apply is now September 28th, and that means those who live in qualifying counties can submit damages and make claims to FEMA. We have a link on our website. That's at KSAT.com.
All right, 9:33, back outside the live cam on this Monday. We get going here and still looking for some rain, and Justin might have a slight chance for us.
There is some hope, I think, as we get towards the weekend. Even today, there's an outside chance that maybe a shower or two pops up, but still the rain chances aren't great. We're still waiting on that first, kind of fall front, big fall front to really bring us some good rain chances. Not in the forecast yet. One thing that is in the forecast, fall elm. It has been topping our allergen list for several days now. It's moderate at 4:30 today, so if you are sniffling and sneezing, you can blame the trees. Molds are low, ragweed also low. And by the way, it is also the time of year where you're going to start to see a lot of acorns. The acorns are dropping off a lot of the oak trees. Now keep in mind, it's in the spring where we have the leaf drop and the pollination where everything turns yellow and green. This is not that. But we are moving into the season where the acorns drop and you'll see them kind of littered across your yard. This is also a good time to start pruning the oak trees now that things are getting cooler, so you don't run into that risk of oak wilt. All right, forecast for today, 86 noontime, 90 at 2 o'clock. 92 will be your high. 10% chance of rain. That's all we can offer you. But as we said, there are some better chances of rain by the weekend. However, we do have La Nina headed our way. NOAA announced this last week. We're going to talk what that could mean for our forecast coming up in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Let's look out there with TransGuide. There's a nice shot there downtown. Things are actually moving. I'm looking at the TxDOT website to see if there are any problems anywhere around. Looks like there was a crash, not on your screen, at I-35 at George Beach Drive northbound, but that's a minor crash, so just be aware if you're traveling in that area. Well, with gas prices fluctuating, many of us are looking for ways to save at the pump, and while we can't control the cost of fuel, there are smart strategies to help you get the most miles for your money.
Right, from using apps to find the best deals to simple tips on maintaining your car, we've got expert advice to help you stretch every gallon. So here's a closer look. We can't control gas prices, but we can control how we buy and use fuel. Start by checking apps like GasBuddy to compare local prices. You'll often find the best deals at stations a little off the highway or at warehouse clubs and big travel centers. Consumer Reports also suggest looking for the top-tier gas sticker on the pump. That's the higher standard fuel offered at stations like Chevron, Costco, Exxon, Mobil, and Shell. And here's an easy money saver. Skip premium unless your car specifically requires it.
For both convenience and safety, keep at least half a tank of fuel during cold winter months when there's a risk of shortages, like when a major storm is imminent. This also goes for holiday road trips when roads can be congested and slow moving.
To stretch every gallon, start with your tires. Check the pressure regularly, especially in colder months when air pressure drops. Driving on underinflated tires hurts fuel economy, shortens tire life, and can even affect safety. And don't rely on the Eco Mode button. Consumer Report says it's no magic fix for saving gas.
We found no fuel economy benefit using Eco Mode for city and highway driving. Its true ability is to encourage frugal driving behavior.
And the simplest money saver, keep it smooth. Easy starts and gentle stops can go a long way toward getting the most out of every tank. All right, every little bit helps. Yes. Well, pay attention also to your car's aerodynamics. You can, they say, remove roof racks and cargo boxes when they are not being used.
Yeah, every little bit helps, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the time now is 9:36, and we're at 77 degrees for now. You are watching GMSA at 9.
And you may not believe this New York apartment. It looks like it's straight out of the Titanic. How a woman spent 6 months creating this unique space, and what she's planning to do next, coming up.
And we are live at Hemisphere this morning, where we have just unveiled the brand new Red McCombs Community Court, which is right under the Tower of Americas, steps away from Hemisphere Arena. We're going to talk more about this brand new court, give you some details on it, also get to hear from some Spurs brass, some Spurs royalty that were in the building for us this morning. We'll be right back on Good Morning San Antonio at 9 o'clock.
Hi there.
We're here. Here we are. Our heart will go on, and so will the show. We're getting a peek at an apartment that could almost pass for the Titanic, believe it or not.
Yeah, so a woman in New York has gone viral for a 6-month-long project that might be hard to understand, but you're definitely going to respect the effort here. Here's ABC's Danny New.
One woman's DIY apartment makeover has become the obsession of millions on TikTok.
How cute is this?
As she slowly spent the past 6 months transforming her New York home into...
Welcome aboard the Titanic.
You heard that right, the Titanic. Sarah Bowl here has had a passion for the ship since she first saw the movie in theaters at 11 years old.
I was just obsessed with all of it, with the fashion, with the tragedy of it all.
Where'd you find this rotary phone?
Amazon.
For a party in late March, she started decorating her home like the famed vessel of 1912.
Hi, Vito.
With help from her dog, Vito. And with so much encouragement from her growing TikTok following, Sarah felt she just had to keep going. One commenter writing, "If you charged admission, I would pay."
Titanic is kind of supposed to be like on a stage there, and that's before the tragedy happens.
Now her second bedroom depicts the shipwreck.
Icicles, everything's frozen.
While her guest bathroom emulates the ocean floor.
Its supremacy would never be challenged.
In fact, her living room is a copy of one of the dining rooms, which, personally, was hard to pass up.
Oh, Jack. Oh, Rose.
However, now Sarah says it's time for this all to come down.
Has it been like a full-time job for you?
Yeah, kind of.
But thanks to the demand of her followers, Sarah is not done yet. Next, she says she will be turning her home into the Wizard of Oz, only a little begrudgingly.
I like doing this for sure, but none of this was a plan.
Well, who better to honor Dorothy and Toto than Sarah and Vito? For the record, I did ask Sarah how much money she spent on everything, and she said she truly doesn't know. I said, more than 1,000? She said, yes. And I said, more than 10,000. And she went, what do you think? In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Oh, I read she paid $900 for a little cherub angel figurine, so you can imagine how much money she spent.
Big spender, but it looks pretty cool.
It looks great, yeah. All right, listen to this. A 6-month-old can now enjoy her free time away from the office.
So last Wednesday, the Tyler City Council celebrated the efforts of one of its youngest retirees.
Today we have Olivia Alicorn, who's receiving her certificate for 6 months of service to the city of Tyler.
Oh, I love it. Child labor? No. This is all on the up and up. Olivia has just completed her time in Tyler's Infant at Work program. That's the initiative that lets workers bring their babies to the job at 4 weeks old until they reach 6 months old.
Aww. Olivia's mom and default coworker, Vida Oliver Khan, is an employee at Tyler Transit, and she said this program had a big impact on her family's life. The Infant at Work initiative debuted in 2002, and Olivia was the 20th baby to retire. Olivia now plans to spend more time with her grandmother.
Exactly.
Aww.
Wow.
But those pictures and that time there, I'm sure, priceless.
And there's all kinds of memories. They can look back on this years from now when she legitimately retires from whatever career path she chooses. But pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, the Spurs are revealing something pretty cool today downtown.
That's right, and we've been checking with RJ Marquez all morning. It's been pretty busy out, and now
baller.
You have a basketball. There you go.
Well, I had to, guys. I had to partake. Unfortunately, these kids out here are doing some intense drills at the moment, so I may have to wait for them to clear the court before I show off some of my skills. As Justin Horn knows, I do have some skills sometimes. We won't go more into that. But yes, this is a big day here for the San Antonio Spurs, and not only the Spurs, but also the McCombs family. Obviously, the McCombs family, they were the ones to bring the Spurs, then the Dallas Chaparrals, over to San Antonio. And this brand new court is only steps away from where Hemisphere Arena was. So earlier we heard from George Gervin. He talked about how important it was for the Spurs to be in the downtown area to kind of make their mark and kind of come back to the downtown area, specifically Hemisphere, where so many great memories are made. We also heard from the one and only David Robinson, who talked to this crowd that included Spurs royalty, Victor Wembanyama, and a bunch of Spurs officials. So let's hear more from the Admiral 5-0, David Robinson.
For me, vision is everything. The Bible says, without vision, for a lack of vision, my people perish. And we can't just survive. We've got to think ahead. We've got to plan for the future. How are we going to bring people together and make sure that as a city, we grow into what we need to be, what we can be? And so this is a part of that. This is a really important part of that.
Okay, so I can listen to David Robinson speak at any moment on anything, on any particular topic. So we also spoke to the Iceman, George Gervin. So many great memories here, but the big thing is that this court, brand new, it is publicly accessible. The first one that's part of a Hemisphere, and also the first one that's part of the Tower Park project. Again, right underneath the Tower of the Americas, and you see some of the kiddos still kind of having a good time out here as they get their first runs in on this brand new court, the McCombs family court, which again was a team effort along with Hemisphere, but also the McCombs Family Foundation and Spurs Give. The Spurs, obviously, their nonprofit, the charitable arm of Spurs Sports and Entertainment. Guys?
That is really cool. So basically, like you're at Civic Park, you could just like walk. If you're walking towards the tower, you're going to see that court right there off to the side.
Yeah, that's right, Steph.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's covered as well. So even though I'm a little warm under the jacket here, it is right under the Tower of the Americas. It is covered, and yeah, it's just basically walking distance from all the other amenities that we have here at Hemisphere, including Civic Park, y'all. Boom! Time to stunt. I should get a jump shot in, y'all.
I was gonna say,
I'll let you guys
he
go
doesn't
back
want
to the
show
studio.
off. He doesn't want to show off. Oh wait,
Let's do it.
We have time.
Here we go.
Marquez
No pressure.
at the buzzer.
Oh!
He's a brick. How?
Oh, he probably made that one, that next one. I think so.
Thank you, RJ.
Yes.
Good sport.
He once participated in a three-point shooting contest with us, and it wasn't pretty, but you know what? We love RJ.
We do. We absolutely love him. So.
Yes. And by the way, I'm assuming that should the arena go forward, that's within walking distance.
Project Marvel,
Yes,
that would be right there.
Yeah,
Right
that's
there.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So one way or the other, the Spurs have a presence downtown right
This-
now. We can
this is
confirm. There is a court downtown.
This is true.
point.
Yes.
All right, let's look at the month of September, guys. It's been pretty warm. We started off the month warm. The first week was above average. We even had a day where we hit 100. Then, if you remember, we had the front and we got some rain out of it, so that dropped temperatures down. We had a good stretch there, 3 days below average. And then since then, we've either been at average or a little bit above. And I think most of this week, same story. So most of our days here are going to be spent probably in the 90s. They will be. Going all the way into next weekend. Forecast for today, 91 degrees at 3 o'clock, 92 will be our high. We hit that around 4 or 5 o'clock, and then yes, there is a small outside chance for shower. As we've been saying, just a 10% chance to see a little bit of rain. As mentioned, those temperatures will be right there, 92, 93, maybe 91 by the weekend. So this is a little bit above, pretty close to average. And the thing is, these are manageable numbers. It could be worse. We could be looking at upper 90s. It's not awful. It's just that we've seen so many days in a row now of just afternoon heat. It would be nice to get a little bit of variability. And I just don't foresee it because you look at the temperature outlook here, September 21st to September 25th, which we're looking towards the end of the month now. The way to read this map is that everything in orange is forecast to be above average. And very rarely do you get the entire country painted in orange, but that's where we are. So without any big fronts or any big systems coming through, we are expecting above average temperatures in many spots, including here in South Texas, which leads me to my next point. La Nina, it is now forecast to kick in this winter. What does that mean for us? Well, La Nina is typically a drier pattern for us. It takes a lot of the activity further north. It is also, in theory, warmer than average. With that said, and I always have to put this caveat in there, we have gotten significant cold snaps in La Nina years. It's just that when you average it all out, it tends to be a little bit warmer. But that does not mean we can't see one of those big time cold fronts like we did back in 2021. You remember that? That was a La Nina year. So El Nino over the last 10 years, we had that in 2015, 2016, 2019, and 2024. We're talking about the winters here. And those were fairly wet winters. And then you get into the La Nina years, which was 2018, 2021, 2022, and 2023. We had basically a 3-year stretch there where we had La Nina. Then we went neutral last year. And now as we go into the winter of 2026, it's looking as though we'll add that to the La Nina side of things, which again, may trend drier for us, which is not necessarily a good thing. We could use some rain. And again, we're not going to get a lot this week. Just a small chance today, low 90s from there on out. And then by the weekend, we do get a little bit of a pattern shift, which could allow for some isolated stuff to work back in here. But I'm still not seeing anything significant. I want to look at the computer models and see one of those good fall fronts headed in our direction. Maybe by Halloween.
Woohoo!
We got something.
That would be great.
Patience. We'll get there.
We will.
Yeah.
Okay,
We will.
very good. Thank you, sir. Okay, we're about 9 minutes away from SA Live on a Monday. Let's find out what the ladies are up to today. Fiona, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Well, today, of course, kicks off Hispanic Heritage Month. So we want to know, because there are a lot of places here in town that are Hispanic owned, what's your favorite Hispanic owned business here in town? Give us an idea. We're asking folks to scan that QR code and let us know. Any ideas from you guys?
So many.
I know.
Just because I had breakfast there yesterday. Mia's Mexican Grill in Helotes is owned by the Salas family, small business there. So they come to, I mean, there's a million of them, I'm sure.
And I'm really bad here. I'm forgetting the name, but it's the Fiesta store where you go and get all the Fiesta.
Amos?
Yes, sorry. I could not think of the name, but yes. So good.
I'm drawing a blank.
No, there's so many. Yeah.
I was like, let's see.
So many to choose from.
I was like thinking of my earrings. I was like, but are they Hispanic owned? I mean, we have a lot of. We have Feliz Modern. There's another one, Carolina's, Hispanic owned as well.
Make the guayaberas and everything.
I was just thinking about.
I'm sure a million of them have been on SA Live. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh yes, no, that's what we do. We love celebrating local businesses. So scan that QR code and let us know, folks, because if we haven't had them on the show yet, we would love to. Thanks, guys. All right, well, what better way to celebrate culture than with cuisine? Today, our Jen Tobias Strusky is out there making great tacos and burritos based on some delicious family recipes. Hey there, Jen.
That's right. If you need a place to go to for Hispanic Heritage Month, we got you covered here at Senor Burro. And you know what? It's a restaurant, but we're also at their food truck because they do catering as well. We're talking family recipes. Oh, thank you. Okay, someone's in there this morning. Take a look at these fries. We're talking Michoacan recipes, also Baja style. They started in California, now they're in San Antonio, and we are all about the food. Look, they got one more for me. Look at these tacos. I'm gonna try not to drop this, but we are gonna take you inside here a little later.
She is shining with some of the biggest stars in Hollywood. Today we chat with SA native Paulina Chavez and how she's landing some major TV roles. And our Jada is out and about for Hunger Action Month. Hey there, Jada.
That's right. Hey, Fiona, it is busy this morning in all the right ways. We've got so many people coming together to give back and put together amazing food items for families in need for Hunger Action Month. And we're going to be talking about how you guys can get involved as well. I'm going to be tossing it back to you for now, but such a great way to start the week off.
And get ready to take flight. We've got Andrea Cook from the outsides of Austin, San Antonio. All right, we're teaching kids all about paper airplanes.
Yes, if you know about aerodynamics, you want to know how things fly, we're going to teach them how it goes.
All right, all that and more when SA Live continues.
Yes!
Well, welcome back. It's 9:57. The Brook Hollow branch of the San Antonio Public Library will temporarily close starting today. So the closure is to install solar panels on site as part of a big citywide effort to go green. So Brook Hollow was chosen from over 300 city buildings to get some solar panels through a $30 million program with Big Sun Solar. So the goal here is to cut municipal energy emissions by 18% and help San Antonio reach zero net energy for all city buildings by 2040. The new solar panels will also provide shaded parking spaces and could lower the library's energy costs by up to 80%. So Brook Hollow is the second library branch to get solar panels this year, and 9 more libraries are set to join the Green Initiative soon.
Well, now that school's back in session, we want to help you shout out the educators making San Antonio schools bright. Now is your chance to nominate your favorite educator at your school or your child's school for KSAT's Educator of the Month Award. You can start by scanning the QR code on your screen right now. You can visit ksat.com and just search for Educator of the Month.
Look out there with TransGuide, these cameras looking over there at the Alamo Dome at 37. Things are looking good. Also, that shot at 37 at Fair Road looking good. Still on the website, it shows that there is a minor crash there happening, not on your screen, but at I-35 at George Beach Drive northbound. And it also shows another minor little crash at Loop 410 at Highway 90. So just be aware if you are in those areas.
All right, well, let's look at your 7-day forecast. There's not much to it here, just a small chance of rain today. Pretty quiet weather week, but we did add in some slightly better rain chances this weekend. Still nothing to get excited about yet, but at least it's a little something.
At least. And we do have a programming note for today.
Yes.
Has to do with football.
Indeed. So Monday Night Football has a doubleheader tonight. They will kick off at 6 o'clock. That's the Houston Texans and Tampa Bay Buccaneers game right here on KSAT. So as a result, the 6 p.m. news will be streamed on KSAT Plus as opposed to being here on KSAT, so you can enjoy football later on this evening.
Yeah, you could do both on the same time. You could have KSAT Plus on your phone and watch the game.
It's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can watch SA Live right now. Have a great day.
Celebrating San Antonio with the city's #1 lifestyle and variety show. This is SA Live.
It's insane. I'm working with such